Leland Live as we get into hour number two here on a Tuesday. Lots of things to do and follow as we continue to look at the war situation over in Iran and everything that's associated with that. Not a whole lot of developments other than you got Rubio briefing the Senate this afternoon, and he came out and gave some early remarks. He'll brief the senators and probably speak again this afternoon. He was clear, he was forceful. Um, as he predicted, the Democrats will still come out and pretend they're confused as to the strategy or the agenda and bitch because they weren't all clued in. You cannot tell 535 members of the United States Congress what your war plans are and expect that to be a secret until you have your surprise attack. A 5 year old can understand that. The country understands that. The world understands that. And actions are continuing in that region as we speak. There's been some kind of drone, some kind of Iranian drone that has apparently hit a consulate that the Americans that we have in Dubai. It's partially on fire. It doesn't look like total destruction. And those things are going to happen. Those things are going to get through as this war continues. Our capabilities are increasing. One of the other bigger stories, and we talked about it last hour, was that the United States has now told, and Trump put this out in a statement earlier, and I would suppose there'll be other follow on statements about it, but we're going to begin escorting particularly oil tankers, energy products, and anybody else that's trying to get through the Strait of Hormuz. It's a weird dynamic where the Iranians have not blocked the strait. They've threatened to, but they've not been able to block the strait. And they don't have a navy anymore. We're slowly, I think they've got one sub out there hiding somewhere that we're soon to take out. But they do have these suicide drones that are parked all around the strait that could launch from hidden locations anywhere. So there is an ongoing threat. And the United States Navy is very adept at shooting those things straight out of the sky. So we're going to start escorting ships that need to get through those shipping lanes. This is also greatly affecting China. And that indeed starts to affect other parts of the global trade community. Let me see where the stocks wind up ending today. Dow wound up down 400, which wasn't bad considering a huge slide this morning when word got out that the insurance companies told their ships that they insure not to go through the strait during this time period. And that put an immediate halt to shipping of all types through the Strait of Hormuz. And that freaked out the markets, it freaked out the oil price. But all that started to settle this afternoon. The United States has also said we'll guarantee, we'll become the insurance guarantor of these ships moving through the strait and give protection just to get commerce going again while everything seems to be so unsettled. So, pretty big story. All the maritime trade that has to go through the strait and everything that comes from that. The other story that happened earlier today, by now you've probably heard about it. The Israelis took out a meeting, and I can't help but laugh. This is war, and this is life and death for a lot of people, but this is still funny as hell. So, after taking out the top 47 leaders in that regime, remember, these are brutal, thuggish people. When you go down the laundry list of possible successors to come and eat, every one of them have blood on their hands, oppressing their own people, murdering their own citizens. There's no good option in the current regime. So that being the case, 88 of them got together and had a little meeting today. Do y'all spot the flaw in their strategy? They all got together, AJ, in one building in Tehran. They all said, "My friend, we must meet."
Mm-hmm.
And they all we're calling it the College of Leftovers because these are the people that didn't get considered for higher positions while everybody else was alive. Now they're being promoted. They're up. They're due for a promotion, and
Well,
they go to have this meeting of the mullahs,
mm-hmm.
and boom, Israel blew them all up.
I was gonna say there is a reason why they weren't in leadership before.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
It's kind of Darwinian that way.
yeah,
It's like, oh no, no, not Ahmed.
yeah,
He
yeah,
is a couple of falafel short of a full plate. If you know what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah, and so
And
now,
then,
now he's up. He's up next.
I mean, because you got to think about it, right? They already just took out the Ayatollah. They took out the former president. They took out all these other leaders. Someone should have said, hey, they blew everybody up with the cell phones, right? They should have said, hey, let's get some pigeons,
Have AI do it for a little while.
something.
It's like this is as hard as Auburn trying to find a head coach right now.
I mean, heck.
It's been tough.
in Marvel, at least they paid an actor to play in one of the Iron Man movies.
Yeah, good point.
He portrayed a villain from that particular part of the world, and he was just an actor. You know, he played a role.
Get a body double. Hey, we could send him some people.
Yeah.
Tim Walls is looking for something to do.
I mean, something.
Ilhan Omar, she sympathizes.
Yeah.
Put her in there. What could go wrong? That's a win for all the countries involved. I don't know where they're going to go, but if you do the math, so many of their leadership have been taken out. I had to get a calculator out. Let's do the math, AJ. So immediately 47 of them were just taken out. This is the bigger part of it's not the hit that took them out. That capability is clearly there with us taking out all of their infrastructure. It was the intelligence that is so deep that, and it's largely, I would suppose, ground intelligence, human intelligence, and signals intelligence from the ground in Tehran. They know who the top 2,000 people are in that regime, and they're just to number 135. They knew that this meeting was taking place. These idiots decided to get in the same room like they hadn't lived through last weekend.
Right.
And they all got in the same room.
Right. And no one was like in the building on the roof like, hey, I see something coming this way. You know, there was no information that was out there.
I said it last hour. They'd have been better off hiring Tattoo from Fantasy Island
Right.
to warn them about incoming planes than they would have been using the Chinese anti-aircraft system. So, AJ, we have knocked out, I say we, the collective effort, has knocked out 135 of the top leaders, and now Mr. 136 is looking around trying to find a way to get out of there. He's looking for his passport.
Do you want
Where
to be
is my
leader?
passport? Woman, I will slap you again. Where is my passport?
Oh, you just, you know, his wife is like, yeah, you just afraid, old Trump over there.
She's
Yeah.
Here his wife.
You ain't
nagging
no
this morning.
man.
You need to get up and put on your robes and go to work. You could be the Ayatollah by the end of the day.
Put the coat down. Put the falafel down. Put up your bootstraps or your sandals and go to work.
Go in here. Here's your breakfast. I packed your lunch. Go to work today. You are the new Ayatollah. And he's walking to the cab station because I'm sure he can't even afford a car at that level. And he's like, man, I hope I get the 72 versions.
Man.
By the way, the number of versions involved in this. Let's go. Let me do some math again. I'm not good at doing this. They would need. Am I right? Let's see. Let me do the math on this again because I don't want to give you all the wrong numbers. Some dork will call in and say that's not correct.
Well, if you check the calculations, when they said in the Quran by 72 versions, you multiply that by 17, and then you divide it by the amount of years of the actual person that they're targeting. You're like, come on, bro.
Nerd AJ is my favorite AJ. Dude, you got to turn your AJ cam on, man.
Oh, I thought I did. My bad.
Hey, check it out. They have now gone through the top 135 leaders have gone on to Allah. They have required, wherever Allah hangs out, 9,720 versions.
That's a lot of versions.
They're going to need a Star Wars convention.
Like, do they pick and choose the versions they want?
I don't know.
Or they just, like, handed it to
works.
them?
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know how any of that works.
Like, yeah. Like, you know.
What if they get there and all the virgins want to remain virgins? They're like, damn it.
Well,
I did not read the fine print.
I mean, I am kind of modest.
I'd like to keep it this way. I wind up in the afterlife, you know. You're like, that is not what I agreed to. All 72 of you? Yes.
Yes.
Pass the couscous. I'm pissed. Did they eat couscous? I can't.
Is that would be like? Would that be like their equivalent to their hell? Is like the virgins don't want to be. They just want to stay virgins. Because that's the whole point,
I
right?
have no idea what their hell is being alive right now.
You sound like my wife.
The Department of War is just arranging the meetings. All American medals, man. Let's just talk about something else for just a second. Hey, Jay, I got more on the McDonald's burger guy too. All American medals. If you've got any kind of building project or growth project this year, say you're going to grow your business, you need to build out some extra space, or maybe like me, a personal use or residential use of a facility that you keep all your toys and your stuff and your hobbies and your projects and your things that you like to do. I'm talking to the fellas right now for the most part. Or even if you want to have a home-based business, but you don't want to work out of your house, The kids are making noise and the dogs are barking. All American Metals can help you pull a project together to build the kind of space you need. And it's a fully integrated uh, business where they start with doing your design work. They'll get you a stamped set of plans. And then when you're ready, once you've gotten your approvals and your financing lined up, they're going to put that building together for you from their own factories right here in Birmingham and around Birmingham in Alabama. They produce their own framing, the primary, the secondary framing. They bend their own steel and make the sheet panels custom ordered to fit the project that they designed for you. Do you see how it all works? So when it shows up on their trucks at your site to be erected, it's all going to fit. And if something is wrong, they're right down the road. They'll make it right. They keep on the shelf parts, bolts, insulation. They keep a supply of everything, and their turnaround is quicker than some of the bigger competitors. Their prices are better. The quality is there. You get customization. Again, a fully integrated business to build out your warehouse operation, your retail space, your mini storage, your pole barns, barn dominiums, residential red iron. They got all of it. Y'all, it is a wonderful two families, been doing steel since the 60s, now in their second generation. And they really do work hard and know their stuff. Work with the good local folks at All American Metals. It's aa-metal.com, aa-metal.com. Now, before I go to the break, I got to get this in here because we're going to laugh today. We're going to laugh today. The McDonald's CEO is back. I assume this came out after he did that wimpy hamburger bite thing where he's getting trolled all over the internet. And he's back out today insisting that he actually does. They got to stop, AJ. They got to stop putting this guy on camera. I'm telling you, bring back Ronald McDonald. I don't even think it's a coincidence that one of their characters for the kids at McDonald's is named Grimace.
A manic depression.
Now we know why he's grimacing at his own CEO trying to eat a hamburger.
Ooh.
He's like, oh, dog.
Ooh. Yeah.
The Hamburglar has defected. He's over at Whopper Town now. He can't be part of this. Okay, this is the CEO insisting he actually does eat McDonald's. And as somebody said online, I think somebody had a gun to his head while he was saying this.
Question recently came in on my Instagram. How often do I eat at McDonald's? I would tell you it's a lot, probably 3 or 4 times a week. Sometimes it might be a breakfast, sometimes it might be a lunch. But hey, one of the perks of the job, you get to eat at McDonald's a lot.
That little skinny dude has never, he's had McDonald's twice in his life. If he ate at McDonald's, he'd look like the rest of us. He looks like a broomstick. Chris K. Hi, I'm Chris K.
Can I get the burger without no meat? I just like the bun.
Oh, what a faux pas! What a.
But I mean, but what they say,
they got to play with this. They got to have fun with this somehow.
But one thing I say, what we're doing about it is talking about it. So it must be doing something.
I guess I'm craving a McDonald's hamburger right now. I haven't had a Mickey D since the last time something happened in the news. What was it? Somebody was hating on Mickey D, some left winger. So I ran to the one down the street. I hadn't eaten there in like years. I don't really love their hamburgers, to be honest with you. They got the best fries anywhere, and I like their breakfast. But I don't eat. I've fallen out of love with their hamburgers a long time ago.
But you don't take no wimpy bites when you
No, I eat a Big Mac in 2 bites. I mean, that's just me. Can't help it.
Tell Jessica, oh, look at this bite.
It's a nibble, dude. That's not a bite. That's a nibble. That's what you do to your wife's ear. You don't know. This is a damn hamburger. You're in America. They may do that in Portugal or whatever. Maybe they eat a hamburger. Maybe they bite a hamburger 1,000 times and then finally eat the hamburger.
Right. I'm still chewing on my first bite before I finish my second bite.
Play it again, because I just want to hear it. Y'all got to imagine this little skinny dude in a sweater pretending to take this big old manly bite. We don't need to hear the Burger King guy. See if you can skip to the the second guy. Because the Burger King guy, by the way, Burger King trolled McDonald's after their CEO took the little wimpy bite. Like he was scared of his own hamburger. Have you ever heard a hamburger described that way? By the way, product. Here's our product. The corporate culture is completely detached from the rest of this country. You can see that in the Cracker Barrel faux pas and the Bud Light faux pas. It continues. I mean, granted, a lot of that was just cultural indoctrination. This isn't even political. This is just straight funny. And it's not going to create a boycott against McDonald's. It's just funny. It's just one of those things that didn't land right. The poor old CEO needs some testosterone. He should do low T commercials.
Here with, you've heard about it. Here it is, the Big Arch. This is something that we have tested already in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is so good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. Wow. We've got a very unique kind of sesame poppy sort of bun on it. We've got 2 quarter-pound patties, a delicious Big Arch sauce, and of course some lettuce. So, there's so much going on with this. First of all, let's try to get this thing. I don't even know how to attack it. Got so much.
How do you eat one of these? Next
to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment of truth. That is so good. That's a big bite for a Big Arch. It's distinctively McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it also is unlike anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product. You know, you've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And of course, we've got the pickles. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch, but Big Arch, try it when you can get it.
And then he threw up. AJ, do you think he actually ate the rest of that?
No.
Hell no.
You okay, so like, all right, I know we got to take a break. But you know when you do a food show and you screw up a whole bunch of times, you're you could tell like he's probably shot that by 15,000 times.
It might have been a lot of takes and he just couldn't do it anymore.
Right. The burger was cold, the fries were cold because he didn't take no drink. He didn't like, scarf it down. He was just like, I'm gonna finish this lunch and then I'll talk to you later.
Announced he was actually going to eat one for lunch. I'm telling you, this guy might as well have had on a helmet like he was Evel Knievel taking a chance on his own life. He probably had his cholesterol checked immediately afterwards and ran down to the sushi place.
Oh, talk about supersize me.
My favorite. It's one of my favorite stories of the day. Back in a minute. It's 326, Leland Live, Talk 99.5, Ox Foundation Solutions, ready to help you out. If you suspect problems or you're just not sure, sometimes you just sense something ain't right. The floors seem weird. Or maybe you can smell moisture coming up from underneath your house. And boy, that means there's another problem because by the time you can feel it and smell it and even taste it in the air in your home, you've got issues and you don't want to deal with mold. We'll soon be back in the humid months. And it's like pouring gas on a fire. If you've got any kind of mold starting to grow in your home, let them come check it out. They'll either give you an all clear and let you know that you're good to go, or they're going to fix it, whatever it is, because Ox does all of the foundation and services underneath the floors of your home. And that's everything from the foundation leveling, fixing those cracks, ridding you of the water problems, pumping that stuff out, repairing all that stuff, leveling the home back. Those are the bigger projects. And then, of course, mold removal, remediation, encapsulation, and all the stuff in between. Encapsulation is a really important step, especially with a crawl space. It's oxstrong.com, oxstrong.com. Daryl's back. He was literally eating a McDonald's burger when we took this story on the first time. Daryl, what you got now?
Guys, I went ahead and went on to the Hardee's in Fultondale.
Oh, yeah.
When I pulled up, they said, "What the hell you want to eat?" I told them, burger, cheese, oversalted fries, diabetes tea. Pulled up, big guy with a beard, food in his beard, spit into an empty water bottle, right? Said, "America." I went out. I just bought an AR-15 with a bayonet.
Yes.
Hardee's is the way to go. Just want to let you know.
Did they make you slaughter the cow yourself?
Yes. Good question.
Yes,
Excellent.
sir. I did it with the bayonet. I just went ahead and
He just
I
did
did
it
it with the
himself.
bayonet.
Nice, Daryl. Daryl is slowly getting
All
his
right.
manhood back after
Mhm.
hearing the McDonald's.
I feel I don't want to buy slippers now. I
Okay,
feel
good.
better.
He's
Good.
coming. He's having a
Alright.
full
Thank you.
recovery, and that was very fast. Daryl, that's the way to attack the problem. See, he was eating a McDonald's burger, and then he heard this guy describing it, and it weirded him out, and he was feeling some kind of way about his T levels.
Mm-hmm.
He felt kind of low T in the moment. He was ready to go get his life back.
Right.
And so he went on over to Hardee's where they serve man-sized
You think his
burgers.
wife sees him like, "Ooh, you must have had Hardee's today."
She's going to slap him on the ass right when he gets in. She's like, that's my boy. That's my big boy.
Looking kind of chunky, man. I like that.
Some meat on your bones there.
Do
Dude,
you think he ad-libbed that?
he was wearing a sweater?
Because I mean, you could
Yes, he ad-libbed that. Nobody would write the phrase, "Today we will be showing you this product that I will be consuming for my lunch." I'm telling you, it was like he was at a petting zoo. Like he'd never seen a chinchilla. It's like Johnny Carson when they'd bring those animals on his show. He was a little tepid about it, but then he'd go ahead and let the monkey sit on his shoulder.
Oh, this is a wonderful product.
Somebody said it was like when the CEO of Boeing decided to fly on all those planes that kept crashing. He just wanted to show, "Hey, it's okay. I'll fly on one of them." It's like, yo, seriously, you can eat this.
I'm gonna go do a drive-through and be like, "Hey, can I have one of your products?"
May I have your product, please? The yummy one that I can take 4,000 bites of. What are you trying to imply with this music, AJ?
I mean, I'm not implying anything. I just, it's good music, right?
I feel like doing a Z-snap.
That's what I'm saying. Should I say?
And after you finish taking that big old bite of this big old Arts burger, we can all go antiquing. Dude's getting drug all over the internet.
I bet you this sounds like his ideal. It sounds like his ideal to find a way to bring this product into the market here in the United States.
His product.
Yeah.
We have tested this in Portugal.
And Canada.
What kind of good old boys riding in the road ready to eat a big old nasty? McDonald's needs to know who their customers are. Trying to get a quick, cheap lunch. He's like, well, this thing was tested in Canada, man. I saw the CEO take a little bite. That's what I want, man. Remember when Trump was a McDonald's employee for a day? That was peak McDonald's. Ever since then, they rolled this guy out. He should just turn this into a thing, man. He could become famous on Instagram, like going and doing manly stuff with people. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, my man Greg Nelson at Storm Restoration. I would like to see Greg get this guy on a ladder, get him up on a roof, and do
a hammer?
Do roof work. What is this gooey substance on the roof here, Greg? I could see him up there with Greg right now. Greg looking at him like he's a fool. How are we going to get down from here? Of course, I would feel like that too if I was up there with Greg, because I can't stand heights. I'd feel just like the McDonald's CEO standing next to Greg and his crew up on a roof. I'd be like, can we please go get to a lower elevation? I think I would start talking like that. That's rough work, man, getting up on a roof. Thank God there's somebody like Greg Nelson who's been doing this for, man, what's he getting close to 30 years now? A lot of you had some hail damage if you were over in Trussville, around Moody, even up towards Springville with that quick hailstorm that came through last week. You still got time to have your roof checked out, and I would have it checked out. You never know what happened up there, and those problems can manifest and then really reveal themselves later. You get loose shingles and then more storms, and then next thing you know, you got a leak. Go ahead and get a good checkup. Greg and his team at Storm Restoration Roofing can come and do that for you. And if you have a claim and it's legit, and Greg will let you know if it's legit, don't go call an adjuster and expect they're just going to write you a check. They're going to challenge your claim. But if you've made your case and it's a legit case, you can show the damage, where it was, the date when it happened and how it happened, and that weather event's recorded. I mean, I don't know all that stuff, but Greg does. That's doing it in the proper order. So make sure you get him. And he even came on the other day right after that storm and gave a shout out to his fellow roofers. Be careful of the trolls that'll run around after storms and trying to chase business. People have lost a lot of money that way with these crews that show up. They look like they mean business. They take half your money and then they're gone. Or they don't do the job right because they're not properly trained. Everybody that works with Greg, mostly his family, they're properly trained. They'll do it right. They'll put that roof in right. Whether it's a replacement because of age or whether it's an insurance claim, you're in good hands with Storm Restoration Roofing. 205-542-3531 is the number. I always tell the audience to stick that in a phone somewhere, put it down wherever you keep emergency numbers. A lot of times people will reach out to me in the off hours and go, who's your roofer guy? I got an issue. You've heard me talk about him, but you never took the time to write it down. You might not be able to find me. I've gotten to where I'm going Amish almost on the weekends with tech. It wears me out, man. Trying to get my brain back. Y'all need to do that too. Take a little break from that stuff. So, but if you write this number down, you can get Greg and his team very, very quickly. 205-542-3531, 205-542-3531. Well, we're not ignoring the war. We're just waiting for further developments. There have been lots of stuff today, and a lot of it coming in the daylight hours of the situation between Israel, Iran, the Saudis, Oman, all of these different factions. We have Marco Rubio, who was just out last hour. He's talking to the Senate. I'm going to send you some sound over, AJ. Just a quick soundbite, just a sample of Rubio, is his clarity and his sense of purpose here as he has stepped up. I said it yesterday. If I had to pick right now, and it's not a slight to anybody else in the administration, if I had to pick between J.D. Vance and Rubio, I'd go with Rubio right now. I don't know. There's something about his gut, his diplomacy, his the way he's carrying himself in all the moments, the multiple jobs that he has right now. He's carrying so many different buckets for the Trump administration, and what that means is Trump has confidence in him and his competence, and he just oozes competence. And so naturally, he gets these bizarre questions from the gaggle of reporters outside of the room before he goes in to talk to the senators. Now, he's updating the senators right now. He'll come out, probably have more to say. They'll come out and have stuff to say for or against. The bottom line here is Congress has no authority in this moment. They'll try to vote on a War Powers Act to limit the president, but we have not formally declared war through Congress since World War II. Other presidents have taken defensive and quick, swift action for other reasons, some good, some bad over the years. And we have gotten ourselves involved in intractable wars. But this isn't the administration, nor is this the country where we want to do that. By the way, the Persians don't need nation building. They're not a backward country. They're being run by backward people. They're being run by 7th century fatalists with an end times worldview, but they're just under the boot of that group of people. And by the way, there are 88 fewer of them today after they decided to have a big old meeting and let the Israelis know where they were meeting. Did they go ahead and just order DoorDash?
No, they probably used one of those phones that they got from Israel.
You know, I'm waiting on something like that to happen. Like all the phones start blowing up. I've been watching this TV series, Tehran, that has been out for the last 2 years. I didn't even know it existed. And I guess with all that's going on and the death of the producer, and they had apparently they had the 3rd season just came out, and I'm just now starting it. But one of the plots in there was an exploding cell phone, just like I think they did that before the beeper thing in Lebanon. It was just weird how art came in and imitate life. But I'm sure if the Israelis want to know exactly what the mullahs are doing, they just open up a DoorDash franchise and start driving for DoorDash. We would like 88 falafels. We're having a meeting. Oh, my friend, what are you meeting about? We are planning to pick a new leader. Boom. We would all like to try that new Arts burger. I hear it's the bomb. Anyway, so here's Rubio outside the Senate briefing a little while ago as he is talking to a gaggle of reporters on his way in. Then, again, we'll follow this afternoon if anything else happens. This is what it sounded like.
We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that would precipitate an attack.
Yeah, no, I understand. But listen, all right, but let me understand. But I had a very specific question from that gentleman, right?
The president said that.
Hold on one second. I asked
Israelis.
Okay, but let me answer because this is my press conference. Sure. Okay. You asked me, I was asked a very specific question. So you guys can misrepresent it, but I was asked a very specific question yesterday. The bottom line is this. The president determined we were not going to get hit first. It's that simple, guys. We are not going to put Americans' troops in harm's way. If you tell the president of the United States that if we don't go first, we're going to have more people killed and more people injured, the president's going to go first. That's what he did. That's what the president will always do. He will always put the safety and security of our men and women in uniform and of all Americans before anything else. He's always going to do that, and that's what he did here. In addition to that, I would argue that this threat from Iran, they are hiding behind these missiles and hiding behind these drones. They wanted to reach a point where you couldn't touch them, and then they could do whatever the hell they wanted with their nuclear program. And there is no way in the world that this terroristic regime was going to get nuclear weapons, not under Donald Trump's watch.
So the U.S. attack had nothing to do with Israel. It had nothing to do with Israel.
Of this operation, there's a general question of why the president gave the green light, and then there's a question of why did it have to happen this weekend? Are you saying it had to happen this weekend because of that Israeli action?
No, this weekend presented a unique opportunity to take joint action against this threat. And we wanted this to have maximum success. We want this operation to be successful at achieving its objectives. I'll repeat the objectives. The president laid them out yesterday. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. It cannot have, and therefore it cannot have the things it was hiding behind to have a nuclear weapons program. What are those things? Number one, we are going to destroy their missiles and their missile launchers. We are going to destroy their capability to make these missiles and these launchers, and we are going to destroy their Navy. Those are the objectives, and this weekend acting at this time gave us the highest probability of success in achieving those objectives, and as the Department of War will brief you, we are on or ahead of schedule to do that.
The U.S. attack would have happened no matter what. Would the U.S. attack about no matter what Israel is planning to do?
The House said Israel was going to act with or without
the president
US.
had already made a decision to act on the timing. The president acted on the timing that gave us the highest chance of success, and that's what you're seeing play out right now. You're seeing it play out right now, and you'll see it in the days to come. We will systematically take apart their missile program. We will destroy their ability to sponsor terrorism, by the way. We will destroy their factories. We will destroy their Navy. Those objectives are going to be met. We're well on our way to meeting them. It will not be easy. There will be a price to pay for it, but that is a much lower price to pay than having a nuclear-armed Iran. I got to go brief these guys.
And so here's the problem with the rationale behind those type questions of the timing. The implication is somehow the Jewish state, the Israelis, dictated the timing on this, and that's so absurd. The big problem they have in that approach is that the timing worked. As Rubio pointed out, it was wildly successful. The middle of the day, it caught them off guard. The leadership of that country was decapitated in hours. The war table, tabletop war games that were playing out these scenarios, had it taking 4 weeks to achieve removing the leadership in order to lower the threat and create disarray. It's the oldest tactic in the world. I'll never forget Colin Powell when we went into the first Gulf War saying, we're going to cut the head off the snake and we're going to kill it. That was a very clear way to put that is what you do when you go after command and control of the apparatus of the military or whatever else. And it worked. It worked. I wouldn't say flawlessly. Nothing in war is flawless. But it was, even though there was a buildup, the biggest armada we've ever assembled, I think, since World War II in one location. It's the biggest forward projection of air power in the history of warfare. All of that was built up. Everybody knew it was coming, except you had some people that thought it just wasn't going to happen, that it was a bluff. And it wasn't. They had planned for months to coordinate with the Israelis, which makes sense. They've got the best intelligence on this country than anybody in the world. They've got incredibly skilled warfighters that are now seasoned, battle-tested, and they were directly under threat of this country. We did so absolutely in coordination with them. And now, because of the mania of the Iranians and their dead man switch that they put into place before all the mullahs were taken out, and then more of them today. The dead man switch is a decentralized system of forward deployed one-directional drones hidden all over the place that'll just start launching at random targets. They have pulled now most of the Arab neighbors around the Persian Gulf into this fight. They're with us. You've got the Arabs fighting with the Jews and the Americans against the Iranians. That's a multinational coalition. That's a wild success by any definition. The politics of it are successful. The tactics of it have been successful. It's not over. And crazy, terrible things could possibly happen even before the sun goes down. And you need to go ahead and prepare yourself for that. We don't know what could happen here domestically as a result of this. A lot of the energy stuff and the oil spikes seem to be short-lived. That doesn't seem to be permanent. That's the way Wall Street was approaching that today, too. But those questions are just nonsense. If the mission had failed, then you question the timing of it. But they went in there and just in almost as stunning as the Fordham bombing of the nuke facilities and the Venezuelan Maduro snatch, that was just something for the history books. That mission was almost immaculate. The intelligence, the speed of it, the lethality of it, the quickness of it, and it only grows as the Iranian government loses its ability to resist. And then it gets down to the ground level. Somebody's got to take out that national police force that's scaring the hell out of the Iranians, who are hiding at our request in their residences right now. Some are out in the streets, cheering, but the Iranian government is telling them to come out into the streets because they want to kill them. They've been killing them. And does it escape these reporters that the estimate is anywhere from 30 to 40,000 Iranians were shot in their own streets in the last few weeks over those protests? What other nation looks past that? That's a holocaust of their own citizens. Hell yeah, we did it with the Israelis, and we did it quickly, and it worked. Joe's in Coleman. What's up, Joe?
It's just I don't know. I guess it's unfathomable to me after the Fordham thing and after Venezuela how they could not take him at his word, and the Department of War that they've been projecting that they're going to do this for a long time. All of the intelligence. Fordham was 20 years in the making.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it was
Look,
they were just waiting to pull the trigger. It's the same thing with everything that's been happening with this. All the intelligence on, I mean, you're seeing it right now, real time. All that intelligence on Iran has been gathered over the last 20 years. The Israelis have just been waiting on an opportunity to be able to do it whenever the setting is right.
I've been wanting to have 47 years, so I've been about this since I was a kid, and because this is a maniacal regime. I went through this yesterday, Joe, and you'll understand the history of it. Let's go through the presidents. Under Reagan, who took office after the Iranians beclowned Carter, they had a shooting war with Iraq for, I think, 10 years. And Reagan was too busy worried about the Soviets and their invasion of Afghanistan in terms of that region. And Iran wasn't a big threat to us in those days. They were a brand new country. We didn't know if they were going to last, but the Iraqis kept them in check. And that was our policy, is to let those two shoot at each other and provide them all the ammo they needed to keep killing each other.
You know, I forget about that.
And I
forget about that.
It kept
the Iraqis did before we,
The biggest favor we ever did Iran was when W. Bush went in and took out Saddam Hussein and took out that check on the Iranians. They grew in power after that. And then here comes Obama, who's the biggest foreign policy idiot in my lifetime, who abandoned Iraq and gave them the whole place. Our presidents have fumbled through this in addition to trying to, and I got a soundbite on this from Trump we'll play later, on how we sent them all the cash and tried to bribe them. Every president prior to Trump has mishandled these people, and that's why they grew to the danger level they're at now. They weren't as dangerous as they are now until about the last 10 or 15 years.
Well, I mean, it says the fact that we did what we did to Fordham, and they're still trying. I mean, they're still trying to hide. You know what I mean? The manufacturing of a nuclear weapon and trying to push it through still, and still doing what they're doing to their people. I just don't see how people don't say this is not an Iraq. This is not an Afghanistan. This is not the same thing.
They believe
and all these people that
Iraq was a secular government. Okay. Afghanistan's a tribal
anything,
area
whether
that didn't even.
Whether you support Israel or not, I remember I told my wife this. I said, we're behind Israel, 100% with it. Not the government, but as far as their right to exist and their right to, to have their own homeland and all that. But whether you agree with that or not, just the simple fact that you've got all these veterans that and I know that are walking around without limbs today.
No doubt.
Because of the
and the Iranians taught them how to kill our people, and they've killed thousands of Americans over the years. In addition to the people in their region that they've harassed, they've exported. They're part of the Russia-Ukraine thing. You can't be for Ukraine and be for Iraq. Iraq is supplying Russia with drones, and now that's over, and that puts Russia in a box. This is a brilliant chess move all the way across the board. We've just got to see it through. We can't follow those morons in Congress who would have us just stop. But they want to pass a resolution that says we can't do this anymore. We got to come home in the middle of all this.
And I think you're going to see it. You're going to see it baked into the market already too. Yep. I don't think the market has been shocked about this. I mean,
it was down 400 today.
That happened at the beginning, but it's already starting to. It already started to come back up. I just think. I think people with enough sense have known that this has been coming for a long time, and it's so good riddance. I hope those people in Iran. I've got a cousin that married a guy from Iran, and his family. I mean, they're wonderful people. I mean, just wonderful people.
I would love to go visit there one day. I'd love to set foot in Tehran and
he may
tour
get to
that
go
place.
back. Yeah, he may get to go back to his home country. And
no doubt.
Isn't that cool? Yeah,
that's good stuff, Joe. Appreciate it, buddy. All right, man. We got to go later on the break. Here we are. Back in a minute. All right, y'all. Work Trucks bringing you the show tonight. That is TRUX. They put a little fancy X in there when they spelled it. Y'all, this is the place to get a quality built commercial truck pre-owned. So you're going to save money over the price of a brand new commercial vehicle. And these things are good to go. They're ready for work. Bubba and his team go all over the country and find these things largely off lease. So that means they got low miles and they've been cared for. When you lease a vehicle, there are requirements of, hey, you got to take care of it. These businesses or contractors or folks will turn these trucks back in at the end of that period, and you get the benefit of that. So they go find them in a variety of configurations, bring them back here, run through them 125 points, checking everything. If one thing doesn't check, it's not going on the lot. That means it's all been vetted. Even if you had to do that yourself, that'd be difficult to do. I don't even know if I could come up with 125 things to check, but that's what they do at Work Trucks. So get down there. If you need a pickup truck for your business or your organization, a van, passenger and cargo, box trucks all over the place, every kind of configurations. I don't even know what you call them, with different service applications, ladder racks, tool bodies, financing, extended warranties. It is turnkey. Keep your business running. A good place to go get this done. Downtown Birmingham, 3rd Avenue South, Work Trucks. Put that X in there if you want to go look at some of the inventory online. WorkTrucksLLC.com. WorkTrucksLLC.com. All right, quick break. Back in a minute. Lead on Live. Y'all stay tuned.